Hello everyone, welcome back to the With God podcast, and I'm your host, Favorite Dairo. Hey guys, I hope you guys had an amazing week, and that you guys are having an even more better weekend. And I'm pretty sure you guys noticed that we are at our 10th episode, and let me just give a few words real quick. I am genuinely really proud of myself for coming this far because knowing myself and knowing how, old me would have given up, not having so much views. I know myself and I just look back and I'm like, God, I'm really grateful for your strength. I'm really grateful because I have so much faith that the not having so much views don't really get to me. I know that somehow someday God is going to show the video he needs to show to the people who he needs to listen to it. So it's just all about faith and just trusting God. So I'm genuinely really grateful, and like I said, I am so proud of myself. So what is that little milestone, not little, but something that might seem little that you made this week? Give yourself grace for it. Give yourself grace for those little things because you are really doing your best, and you doing the best you can is more than enough. It is more than enough, and it's nice. It's good. Well, it's good to like have that mindset and know that to love yourself more. Like I said, I'm on a journey of loving myself and like not being quick to make myself the bad person, not being quick to talk down on myself. Like always learn to calm myself down in situations, teach myself about things, ask God to teach me, send His Holy Spirit to guide me, those things. So I hope you guys put this mindset as well. But yeah, let me tell you guys about my week. My week has been awesome. Though it was stressful, it is school. Like it's junior year, assignments, AP classes, but it's gonna be fun in the end. Like my big prayer, like just in general, it's not like just in general, is that God help me. I first pray, like most importantly, I pray for His strength with this school year because yeah, junior year might be hard, like they said, but like then I just trust God that His strength is going to go with me this school year. Like I already said before school even started, like I'm not going with the mindset, yeah, junior year is going to be so hard and it's going to be so many bad things. No, I just pray to God, give me your strength and help me to not make decisions based off my overwhelm, when I feel overwhelmed, because I've gone through like making decisions when I felt overwhelmed and it didn't come out in a good result. But I did like, how do I put it? I did like back, oh my gosh, I don't know what word. I like got back and like I got myself up and I fixed the thing I, didn't do well in. So I'm just really happy to be making a video. Like this is something I love doing so much, and I know there will be times where I'll just be thanking God, and it's like really important because I thank God every day because, like I said, there's so many things to thank God for than to complain about. To be honest, if there's any little thing to even like, let's say, is worthy of being complained, well, of like, for me to complain about, I still don't do it because something I've learned is to not go to God's presence complaining because God has blessed me so much. I'm sitting in so many answered prayers to be complaining to God, like the audacity, like no, I cannot do that. Like no, that's something I cannot do. But yeah, I just hope you guys have something to share as well in the comments. If you guys need someone to talk to, you just want someone to like talk to about school, about work, you're feeling overwhelmed, anything, just let me know. Text me. Well, text the With God podcast, WG podcast _. Make sure to follow because I post some like foreshadowing scriptures about what we're going to talk about on Saturdays. And like I also like I have a prayer highlight in there. If you need anything if you want me to pray for you based off like anything you're going through, please go put it in there. Like I'm not judging nobody. I'm in no place to judge. I will not judge you for whatever you're going through, and that is a promise, because I'm not in the place to judge at all. So yeah, I'm so happy, guys. Okay, let's get into today's topic, can we? Okay, guys, before we go in, I really want to like correct something I made. Correction of like something I did last episode. It was the truth, like, you know, just opinions and beliefs on how people believe, on how people see, believe life what Christ is. So sorry for this third ring. But the quote, Jesus sat with sinners, but he didn't sin, the way I interpreted it, like the way you guys should take it, I interpreted it wrongly. And the funny fact is, and the incredible fact is, I was trying to make a TikTok, you know, like, see, I make like TikToks after making a video, you know, to post on TikTok, and like also like post like just for people who don't like watching like long videos, just to have it on there, you know. And if you're like someone that's interested in what, like, listening to what I'm saying, like, you could go watch the full video on YouTube. I was making a video and I just didn't feel like I was saying the right thing, you know? So I just never posted on TikTok. Then like, I think the day after, I saw like a correct, what's it called? A correct like interpretation of what that quote, what that sentence, quote said. And I'm like, okay, yeah, this is definitely it. And like, it also goes to like kind of what we were saying, we're talking about today. So I'm sorry to get into today's topic. Today's topic is, well, as you guys could already see in the title, it is about your circle, those friends. And this is something that I feel like is important. Like, I feel like everything, every piece is important when it comes to a puzzle. Same thing to how it is with your relationship with Christ. Every single thing is important when it comes to your relationship with God. It's a lot of things you have to watch. It's a lot of things you have to watch, a lot of things you have to change, do, and this is one of them. Your circle, friends. So I like recently like just have had a thought about like, you know, the people I'm surrounding myself with, and I'm becoming more aware with the people I call myself, right? The people I call friends, the people I give the title my friends to. I'm becoming more aware about that, because I know it's really important with your relationship with God. Like, your circle really makes or breaks your relationship with God. It genuinely does. Like, it literally is, like, your circle is like surrounding your whole life. Like, that friendship, if that friendship is toxic, your whole life will be toxic, because you're looking forward to fights every time you see them. You're looking forward to arguments. It's a whole lot of arguments, and like, you won't be always happy if you're in a toxic friendship, you understand? Like, so yeah, we're gonna get into all that. Okay, we're going to be opening our text for today, which is 1 Corinthians 15 verse 33, and I hope you guys are there. And it says, sorry guys, okay, do not be deceived. Bad company corrupts good morals. So it basically gives it all like, okay, let's just take a quick pause, okay? Like I said, your circle really matters. It really matters. If you took a lot of time to grow your character, to like build up your character, to be a better character, and you go hang out with people who had the character you used to have, you are going to fall back. Do not be deceived. Bad character corrupts good morals. You hang out with them, like the things you hang out with, the people you hang out with, the things you watch, the things you listen to, you are going to act and become more like them. So as a Christian, what are you watching? Who are you friends with? Because that's our main topic. Who are you friends with? I want you guys to give yourself that thought. Like, who are really my friends? Like, if I was to bring this person to God, and well, God already knows your friend, he already knows their heart. But just say, for example, you just like, you know, God being your father, he likes that you have friends with the same morals as you. If you bring that one friend to God, how will God react? This is the whole scenario you're trying to make in your head to, you know, understand and know, like, in the decisions when it comes to making friends. think about it. Like, I want you guys to think about it. That's an assignment, okay? Write it down in your journal, and just, I want you guys to have a thought, you know? I try to have that thought as well too, like, because it's really, really, really important, because these things that might seem little, like, oh, maybe just hanging out with them just once won't really hurt. It really will. You're gonna start being more addicted. Like, if you eat, like, okay, let's go down, okay? Let's say your favorite food. You ate it once before it became your favorite, right? When you first ate it, you knew, like, okay, this tastes pretty good. Then you were like, anytime you're hungry, you're probably like, oh my gosh, I remember when I ate that food. It tasted so good. I need that again. That is how a habit grows. When you like something at first, you keep going with that thing. Now let's go into, okay, I already said it. It is important to choose your friends wisely. The prayer I say every time during, like, my, prayer section, my alone time with God, is, God, give me the spirit of discernment to be able to choose wise decisions, to be able to make wise decisions, because it is really important. And I pray that so much because, like, God, I also pray to God that, God, any friends in my life at the moment that is not part of your plan, take them out of my life. And it is so sad seeing people you actually love being friends with leave your life, but then also understanding, like, man, I prayed this prayer, it was gonna happen, and this is just God watching my back, and just knowing that that friend was not meant to be in your life. And this happened during the summer to me, and it was genuinely so sad. But I had to think about it, and, like, God really did me a favor. And something a quote I saw on TikTok that people talk about, and, like, it's like when you put it with different situations, you understand the quote more. It says, don't put a comma where God put a full stop. If God took that friend out of your life, do not go back trying to be friends with them. And I understand that, like, situations happen, and it's like not everything is like, just cut somebody off. As a Christian, you shouldn't be quick to choose violence after every single, like, situation, or, like, miscommunication, after every, like, how do I put it, like, after every little situation you have with a friend. Like, let's say a friend decides not to give you her pencil, or, like, she doesn't go, I don't understand, like, I don't know how to put it. Like, let's say a friend decides not to, how do I put it? Okay, me and my friend, okay, let's do this, okay? Me and my friend got in an argument about something, but it was because of miscommunication. It wasn't miscommunication. It was because we didn't hear, like, it was like, yeah, it was miscommunication. I'll use that word. So if I didn't approach her and tell her how I felt about the situation, and for her to tell me how she felt about the situation, deep down in our hearts, we would just be carrying, like, so much grudges over something that's not. So the whole situation was not even what we put it to be like. Communication is really key. Like, yeah, friendships, friendship come with communication, being there for each other, understanding each other, giving each other space. It's the real world thing. Like, these are things that have to happen in a friendship and relationships for it to go to where it needs to go to. So, like, let's just keep that in mind. Like, let's not be quick to cut people off after every single little situation, because life doesn't work like that. There's something called communication. And when you're communicating with a friend, and, like, you're telling them, like, hey, the way I felt about this situation, and you see signs of them trying to make it about themselves, that is when you start plucking it in your head, and you're like, okay, yeah, this is not someone I want to be friends with, because if you're not trying to communicate, like, based off, like, the way I'm communicating, and I'm trying to understand you, certain values like that, you understand your worth, and you're like, yeah, this is not a friendship I want to be in, So, yeah, put that quote in your book, in your journals. Do not put a comma where God put a full stop. I mean, I could go back being friends, try begging that girl to be friends with her again. But, like, God already took her out of my life, and I already see the reason. I already see why. So why would I want to go back? So think of those friends that got already took out of your life and you're trying to go back into being friends with them. Think about them and make, just sit down with your thoughts real quick, and like, then after that, if you try to make that decision, like, hey, it's up to you. Just know that it is at your own cost, and like, obedience is really important in your relationship with God. I'm not saying every single, like I already said this, not every single situation has to be, not every single situation has to be like quick cut off, you know? Communication, like all those other things have to happen. Okay, now let's go to the quote I misinterpreted. Jesus sat with sinners, but he didn't sin. The comment I saw that I feel like it is actually the good interpretation of, like, you know, the right idea people should put this quote in is, he is the child of God. We are just, mortals. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced that, guys. And we are weak. Jesus sat with sinners. He is the child of God. We are humans. We are not above temptation. We are not. Like, no one is above temptation. So don't think, okay, I'm a Christian, I could chill with sinners, then just go back to my Bible and just pray to God and act like nothing happened. It's like, what are you doing, buddy? Like, it doesn't work like that, because the more you hang out with them, the more you start copying that character. Like I made it in the beginning, like, you build your character back up, and like, you have a good character, you're growing in God, you're growing with God, and all of a sudden you go back hanging out with those people you used to hang out with and thinking you won't go back to the way you used to, you're going to fall back. So your circle is important. The people you hang out with is important. Like I said, I don't remember what video I said, but a quick reminder: when you give your life to Christ, when you call God your Christ, your Christ and Savior, Jesus my Lord, when you call God your Lord and Savior, it's a lot of things you have to give up. It's a lot of things you have to stop doing. It's a lot of sacrifices. But can I tell you one thing? It is so worth it. It is big time worth it. Like, you will look back and be like, there was no way I wasn't trying to give up this thing. Like, the more you grow in your relationship with God, you understand how harmful that thing was to you and to your soul, to your destiny, and you realize, God, you really helped me. You really took me out of there. Because when it comes to giving up friendships, man, it is not easy. Who am I to sit here and lie to you? I'm a teenage girl. Like, I made bonds with these people. Like, a certain friendships that are still on hold right now, that are still on the testing phase. And like, it will be so hard to let them go. But then it's like, when it comes to what it is going to be what it is going to be. Because God does not play about us. So he doesn't want us to be people like, and like, okay. Oh, let me get into this. Please do not let people talk down on God around you because of how you don't want them to seem like you were doing too much. Defend God. Lord, I remember how bad I felt when I let this happen. I just let this one girl talk so down on God, and like I said, I'm not perfect. I'm human. I make mistakes. Like, please do not look at me as a perfect teenage girl who has it all figured out. No, please. Like, one thing that I have learned is, like, do not look at this, like, celebrities, this Christian influencers, this pastors as perfect life people. Because of how I see myself and how I don't want people to see myself like that. That's how I don't want to look at. That's how I don't look at other people. So I literally let this girl talk down on God, and I thought about it, and I'm like, is this someone I really want as a friend? Because if you do not respect God, then I can't have you as a friend. And for me to even let that slide, it means this is something bad. Like, I'm going to let a lot of things slide if I'm still with you as a friend. So do you know what I'm doing? I'm putting this friendship on a test. And it's on the test right now. And I know, like, man, God is like, I don't know. I really don't know. Like, I'm just really waiting to, like, see, like, the signs. I understand, like, I shouldn't have let that slide. I should have talked for God. I know it wasn't my fault. Like, you know, instead of being like, do not talk about God like that, like just have faith. It was a situation about faith, you know, and she was just blabbing and blabbing about, you know, God and stuff, and just saying like God is just, sometimes you can't just bring God into things. That's what she said. And whoa, thinking about what she said, I wish I could just go back to her and be like, yeah, girl, you don't talk about God like that. But like, that's, I'm not gonna get too much into who that friend is, but genuinely it is really, really hard. And like, for me to even put such friendship like that on a test, a friendship that I really love on a test, I hate that. I don't hate that, but it's a good reason, you know. I mean, it might seem like, oh my gosh, it's the worst thing ever. I don't want to do this. Like, God, give me something else to take out of my life. I'll take out my, well, not my phone, but like, whatever you guys would think of to take out instead of taking out that one friend. Please just think of it as your closest friend at the moment, you know? Okay, you know, like, it's really hard, genuinely. In general, it is so hard, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's going to be okay. Well, it is going to be okay, but it's going to be sad sometimes. It's going to be sad at a moment, but when you have the mindset, man, God took this girl out of my life because he's going to bring a better friend in my life. And it might be like a long time. I won't say a really, really long time, but you might have to wait. You might have to have patience, but it should be what the wait if it's coming from God. Okay. All right. Now, my most told quote, or like I'm from Nigeria. Like, we have those quotes, we have those sayings. It is, show me your friend and I will tell you who you are. I don't know who else says this. Like, if they say in America, guys, if you know a Bible verse that even says this, like, I'm pretty sure there's some that says this, but doesn't like say it in this exact way. So that's what I'm like telling you guys. Like, it's a quote like I've been told, well, not being told, but like it's childhood type of thing, okay? So show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. Like I said, if you bring that one friend to God, will God be able to be like, or like, let's say for example, like, as a Christian, right? And you introduce me to your friend and your friend is sagging, and you're in the blazer, you're in the pants, you know, with the Bible in your hand, but your friend is sagging and like bottoms like with a smoke in her hand in church. Hello? That would give me the impression that you're putting on a show. Or if you're posted up with that friend on Instagram and you come to church praying, even the intentions are like good intentions, I would think you're putting on a show. And who am I to judge? But then it's like, that's the impression you were given. So show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. Put that in your journals. Because really, try to, let's say, put yourself in this situation and be like, bring each and every one of your friends like in your head. I feel like, I don't know if you guys like to play with your thoughts like that and just like make scenarios up in your head. Like, you know, I just like to play with my thoughts. Like, think about things, like make scenarios and like in situations especially. So bring each and every one of those close friends and like friends. Acquaintances is so much different than friends. And like, that's so much understandable. Like having acquaintances, like definitely. Oh, something I want to bounce in is if your friends do not have the same belief as you, it might weaken you. Like I just said, that one girl talking down on God. You still have a soul like, ooh, should I really talk? Like, should I really be like? But if I was with one of my friends that was like, you know, on fire for God, I'll be like, you know, don't talk about God like that. Like, and I'll try to like get the other girl to talk about it to her. But like, or like, I will even probably wait for the other girl. This was then, not now. Like now, if someone is talking down on God to me, I will put a leg in. Like, even if it's a group, to be honest, because the way I love God so much, I cannot let people disrespect him. Okay. So, godly friendships are going to push you towards prayer during hard situations. When you're going through a hard time, who is that friend you could call on and be like, and they'll be like, oh, okay, Favor, you're going through this. All right, just calm down. Let's pray. Who is that friend? Who is that friend? I have that friend, and I'm so grateful I have that friend. And it's really like, I believe I have that friend. I believe I do. Do you have that friend? If you don't have that friend, it is fine. God is going to bring those people in your life. But like I said, a community is really important with your, like, in your relationship with God. Like having a community, going to church, having that friend group. But it's also important to have that spiritual life individually. You know, like it's all about your relationship with God. You first have the relationship with God, then we're fixing in all those things. You understand? Okay. So think about that. That friend you have when you're going through a hard time, will you be able to call them and they tell you like, it's going to be fine, let's just pray to God? You see how soothing that sounds? Imagine if you call a friend about like, okay, let's joke real quick, okay? I'm the type of person that loves a good laugh. Imagine if you call another friend and the friend that's not gonna give you this response that I just made, and they're like, oh, let's say you went through a breakup, okay, and you're like, you call that other friend and be like, oh, I'm at you, and they tell you like, and you tell them, oh, I just want you a breakup right now, and like they like, oh, okay, I'm at your house, I'm outside, and you're thinking like, oh my gosh, they're here to comfort me, but they're telling you to come to the club. Let's go to the club, like let's find new guys. Is that something you want to do after going through a heartbreak? Don't you want to hear like a soothing voice and just have comfort? You see how it works? Like we're like taking so much time, but then it's like these things are important to talk about. So let's dive into every single one of them, okay? Those friends that, okay, like I told you guys last episode, if you haven't watched it, go watch it. And make sure you subscribe as well, so anytime I post an upload, you're there. Okay, so imagine like, okay, sir, enough of imagining. I told you guys I had a friend that I was always looking up to during when I first started my relationship with God. Like she's always in church and doing the church things, and we had this class together, and like I was really questioning if we should really be cheating in this class. But when I saw she was cheating, I'm like, man, I'm good, because if she's going to church and she's cheating, then God is not mad at us. I was looking up to her. I wasn't looking up to God. I wasn't asking God if what I was doing was wrong. I was already getting conviction at first, because me even thinking if it was wrong is giving conviction. It's giving I'm doing something wrong. So do not look up to those friends. Yes, like I said, it is important to first have your relationship with God, build that relationship with God, go meet people so they don't break you when it comes to like your relationship with God. You understand? Like you're not looking up to them. Like you're going through a situation like that, and you know to go to God, your Father, that He's going to answer you. You don't need to look up to a friend. You can share advice and stuff, but like you will know, like if you're in your word and you spend time with God, that cheating is in the 10 Commandments. Well, cheating is not in the 10 Commandments. It's nowhere in the Bible that says cheating is fine as long as you just try to pass. No way, it doesn't say that. Okay, so yeah, like I said, you don't have to be sorry for leaving a friendship that do not push you to grow with God. Isn't it amazing to have people around you that have the same values as you? I don't know about others, but like to me, it is everything. Like having people who have the same values as me, like same like goals, not the same goals, but like, you know, they just have the same values. Let's go with that. Values, like, you know, like standards and stuff. And then like, and you just getting self-projection, like you just seeing like them just acting just as you are, you're just learning from them. It's a breath of fresh air to get you some of that, get you friends like that. I won't say like life is so perfect for me. Like I said, like it's so hard. Like friendships come and go, and like the friendship I unfortunately had to say goodbye to, but I know it's gonna be so worth it in the end of the day. And let's quickly end with, yeah, I already told you guys, pray to God for the spirit of discernment. Pray to God for the spirit of discernment. Put that in your journals. pray to God for the spirit of discernment. And lastly, this all I just said goes, every single thing I just said about friends goes with relationships as well. And I'm gonna tell you guys something that I saw, and I was like, whoa, I was really shocked about it. And I was like, this definitely taught me something. This girl was in a relationship with a guy. She's a child of God as well, you know, like at least you know, that's what she's portraying, like child of God. Okay, then like she's in a relationship with this guy, but she took down their highlights and like posted on TikTok and said how she couldn't be in a relationship with him anymore because he wasn't like trying to get to know God. I'm telling you guys, do not force people to get to know God. When you show them few hints about, you know, going to church, trying Bible study for the first time, and they're just not trying to do any of that, that relationship won't last, because you want God to be at the center of your relationship, at the center of your friendship. You want you and your family to worship God together. So it's like you want everything in your life to be for God to be at the center. And for that to happen, you have to have people with the same values. You really do. So I really hope this video taught you guys something. And I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Well, I already said that. And I'll see you guys in my next episode. Bye, guys.